Hi everyone, welcome to the House of Art. I'm Terry Lively. It's been a long time since I've had a chance to make a video. I couldn't believe it's been almost 3 months now. And so I want to get on here today and talk to you about some things that have been on my mind. A lot of you I met in Orlando a few weeks ago at the Society of Permanent Cosmetic Professionals Convention. And it was really cool having you come up and tell me, oh, I saw your videos online. I've been watching you on YouTube and I've learned so much from watching them. So thank you for that. Thanks for coming up. Thanks for inspiring me to get back in the saddle, so to speak, and start making more videos. But today I wanted to talk to you about something that's been on my mind for a while. And I know a lot of you have been contacting me privately about this issue, and that is the use of traditional tattoo pigments for permanent makeup work. So companies like Eternal, Fusion, Starbrite, a lot of us have been trying these pigments, using them for permanent makeup, using them for microblading, and a lot of you have contacted me about that and wanted my opinion on it. So I thought I would do this video today. To me, it's important that we address this and talk about what's going on in our industry and some of the things that we're up against. So first of all, I wanted to talk to you about the reason I decided to go down this road and start using traditional tattoo inks for the face. As many of you know, through the years, those of us who have been working a long time, we have our clients come back a year, 2 years, 3 years. We have pigments that have faded out to pinks and orange and grays and blues, and we're just really frustrated with having to retouch this work in a year. If you're microblading, we're frustrated with these funky, weird colors coming back. And so we know by seeing our industry brothers and sisters on the traditional side, when you get a traditional tattoo, you know, once it heals, it stays. Those colors stay true. And for years and years, you'll have beautiful color. And so our question has been, why aren't we having that same result on the face? Well, so many of us have just decided, let's try out the use of traditional tattoo pigments on the face. Excuse me, I've got a cough. And see what we get back and see, you know, the results and how long they last. So a few years back, I started really using Eternal. There's certain colors that I really liked. Many of you have contacted me privately and asked for colors, and I've shared that information with you. But I've always said, and I've always told people, if you're going to go down this road, you're on your own. I'm just telling you what works for me, but I'm not giving you advice. I'm just telling you what colors that I've had some results with. And this really struck home a while back, 3 or 4 months ago. I contacted Eternal. I called them on the phone, and the reason I called them is because I've been using a certain black pigment that they have for eyeliner. And I'd always gotten really good results with this black. So my question to them was, is this a high carbon black? Is there any chance of, you know, if this is high carbon, we all know with high carbon pigment, you're going to have migration fairly easily if you're doing eyeliner. So my question to them was, is this a high carbon black? And when I asked that question, the lady asked me, why do you want to know this information? And I told her, well, I do cosmetic tattooing. I have done traditional tattooing in the past. I do cosmetic work now, and I'm using Eternal's colors on the face. She immediately shut down on me. Her words were, you should not be using this pigment on the face. We're not going to give you any advice. We're not going to be there for you if you have any problems. You need to contact Ever After. Ever After is a company that handles cosmetic pigments. So I'm thinking, well, I know that. I use Ever After also. The minute I heard they came out, I started trying their products. So I went home that night, butterflies in the stomach, couldn't sleep. All I could think was, if I have an issue ever with a pigment or an ink from Eternal they are not going to be there for me. These words kept going through my head. If you're older, you may remember the band Creed back in the 90s. They had this song called Who's Got My Back Now? And I kept thinking of that. Who's got my back if something goes wrong? Certainly Eternal doesn't have it. I was just told that on the phone. So I made the decision at that point that I'm too old for this. I've been in this industry for 18 years. I can't deal with the anxiety of it, and, knowing that if something goes wrong, I don't have any backup from the pigment company. Well, I had been using Ever After pigments because I knew they were being made by Eternal. And I couldn't figure out the difference between the two because they seem to be very much the same. But the difference is liability. Yep. Ever After has made the decision to venture into cosmetic tattooing and to handle the liability. If you don't know about product liability, whenever you design a product, whenever you decide to private label a product, you have to have product liability insurance. Excuse me again. And it's very expensive. So I went exclusively to using Ever After pigments because they seemed to be very close or almost the same as Eternal. I was getting great results. They handled going into the skin the same. They were thick, highly concentrated, huge pigment load, which means when you're trying to wipe this off the skin, it's really hard to clean off the skin as you work. But that's a good thing because that shows you that there's high pigment load. So Ever After colors were working it and felt the same as Eternal. In fact, I did a lot of research and it seemed a lot of the colors were the same as some of Eternal colors. So, started using them, getting good results, no fading out, no touch-ups for the most part. If you're doing your job right, using good equipment, stretch, all those things that make a difference, then you're going to have good results if you have a good pigment. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. Everybody came home from the convention sick, so we were all passing it around to each other. But anyway, as I was saying, Ever After has that same feel to it that Eternal does when you're working with it. Anyway, I wanted to share with you some of my favorite colors, at least one of them today. It's a color, it's an eyebrow pigment, or you can use it for eyeliner, called Woodland Elf. And this is kind of a darker tone, brown. It has a lot of yellow in it, a ton of yellow. It also has absolutely no red. If you look at it here, you can see what a beautiful color it is. And all that yellow in that pigment, guess what? You don't have to add modifiers. I don't add modifiers to my colors anymore. The only time I may add a modifier is if I'm using a darker tone color for microblading. Then I might add something like straw gold or even a rusty red color like henna, just to make sure. But overall, you don't have to add modifiers. I'm going to throw up a picture of one of my clients it's going to show you immediately after and the healed result on a powder brow, and that's using Woodland Elf. It's a great color. So here it is. Okay, so that was Woodland Elf. That was one session, healed. I did water that down a bit with Essence. Now Essence, this looks like a bottle of white pigment, but it's not. Essence is a clear liquid. It's a pigment diluting solution made up of alcohol, glycerin, and water. And Essence you can add to your pigments to get softer versions, lighter versions, of the same color. So one bottle like this goes a long way because you're only adding a few drops, maybe 25% to 75% pigment, and you can get all kinds of different dilutions and strengths with one bottle added to your different colors. Okay, so that color healed in really nicely. That color is typical of what you see with Ever After's pigments, healing true to what you see in the bottle, getting really great results, and lasting over time. with no fading out, no touch-ups, no, you know, funky colors coming back to you in your touch-up session. So with that said, why am I doing all this? I wanted to let you know that when I was at the SPCP convention, I met with the owners of Ever After. They actually had a booth there, and I sat down and I talked with them, and we talked for a long time. And I decided to become a distributor for this company and carry their pigments. I met with Liz Cook, who is an amazing tattoo artist and has been doing cosmetic tattooing also since, I think she said 2004. She did an amazing lecture there at the convention on how to do lips, so that was really good. But because I'm going to become a distributor, I wanted to let you know so that if you have questions about this line, if you want information on their colors, different Fitzpatrick scales, what to use on a certain client, then you can contact me directly. My online store will be ready probably in 2 weeks. So today's March 20th, 2017. Hopefully by April 1st, maybe the second week in April, I'll have everything ready to go. And I will put out a video at that time on, you know, the online store being live. Now, I don't want any of this bullshit of people saying you're selling out because you're going to make money with Ever After. That's not the reason I'm doing this. I'm doing this because, in my opinion, it's a company that's going to give us the same results as traditional tattoo pigments without the liability. And to me, you know, in the past, I've always said that it's not a cost of a pigment. I don't care how much a pigment costs as long as I'm getting a good result. Because let's face it, you know, we spend $30, $40, $50 on a bottle of pigment. Ever Afters go for $35. We spend that much on a bottle of pigment. We get, what, 5, 6, 7 or more procedures out of it. And what are we charging our clients? $300, $500. They're doing microblading up in Austin, Texas for $1,200. And you're going to bitch and moan about a $35 bottle of pigment? Come on. I mean, I don't get that. What's up with that? So to me, it's never been the price. I get it that Eternals, traditional pigments are cheaper. I get that. But again, you're paying for the support of the company. You're paying for the liability that the company has taken on. And you're also, you know, you've got somebody who's got your back. So to me, that's important. I know I've always lectured in my past videos on my machines. Why pay $3,000 to $5,000 for a permanent makeup machine when I can have a traditional tattoo rotary or a tattoo coil machine for $400 or $500? It's not the cost so much to me, it's the results. I can get better results with those tattoo rotary machines than I can with these larger machines, these not larger, but these more expensive machines. So for me, it's always been about results, and if you happen to save money in the long run, that's good too. So I'm results-oriented type of person. I don't care. I make good money tattooing faces. I'm not going to bitch and moan about the cost of the pigment. That's just me though. So anyway, like I said, I'll be a supplier for them. You can contact me with any questions or comments or anything else you want to say. I'm going to close this down right now because I don't want my videos to be too long. I do want to say one thing though. I welcome comments at the bottom here. I really appreciate feedback on my videos. With that said, a friend of mine a couple of days ago posted this great post on Facebook, and she said, it costs nothing to be kind. So think about that in everyday life. It costs nothing to be nice to people. So if you want to post something down there and you have a critique or something, absolutely welcome. Just be nice about it. How hard is that, right? We need more niceness in this world. So with that said, I love you bunches. And I will talk to you soon. And I hope you have enjoyed this information, and hit me up on Facebook or on YouTube, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.